Welcome to the Founders Roundtable and the official launch of Take Your Seat. My name is Jerusha Stewart, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Take Your Seat, a social venture enterprise whose mission is to make America's boardrooms look more like America. Take Your Seat has launched the first of its kind professional networking community for candidates and board leaders committed to achieving board diversity success. Many of you know my co-founder, John Replogle, the former CEO of Guinness, Burt Bees, and Seventh Generation. John believes in business for good and brought together the initial funding for our unique digital platform, addressing the networking gap responsible for the lack of Black professionals and for the e-learning which supports building a more inclusive board culture. Take Your Seat has engaged a mosaic of partners, including PNC Bank, Bolster.com, the Diversity Movement, the Black Corporate Board Readiness Program, and many more to elevate Black leadership into America's boardrooms. Since our founding in November of 2020, we have curated a directory of over 1,000 Black executives, and we've seated 6 board directors, and we're currently filling 9 additional seats. Also joining us today will be 2 of our founding partners, Ben Anderson, CEO of B-Lab USA Canada, and Greg Renfrew, the co-founder and CEO of Beauty Counter. And now, one of Take Your Seat's co-founders and my friend, David Baldwin, will tell you how our story began.
Hi, I'm David Baldwin, co-founder of Take Your Seat. I have a few different businesses, and one is an advertising and design company. And our core philosophy is that business has an obligation to be a force for good. And so we're part of the B Corp community, and everything we do is based around those values, including the way we operate. And that's just what business needs to do. That's what the world needs from all of us. And so when the George Floyd incident happened, like many people, I was very rocked by it. In some ways, it was the first time I woke up the next morning feeling white and wondering what that meant and really analyzing it. And I just started to ask myself, well, if I have businesses that believe business is a force for good and that we have an obligation to make the communities we serve better, what does that mean for my companies and how can we play a role in that? And so we started looking for ways to act versus just talk about it. So at the time I was on the board of this organization called the One Club for Creativity in New York. The CEO of the One Club for Creativity came to me and said, you know, because of the bylaws of our board, if you get off our board, you can nominate whoever you want. What would you think of doing that? And I said, hell yeah, let's do it. And I started to think, man, that was easy. That was just such an easy way to make a difference. How can we get more people to give up a seat, make room, or earmark a seat on their boards? We started looking for allies to help us do it, and I called some colleagues of mine at a company called One Better Ventures, and it was in John Replogle. And they said, you're not going to believe this, but we're thinking about the exact same thing. We're talking about the exact same kind of organization. So we joined forces, and there you go. This is not just a moral imperative. This is a business imperative. If you want your business to stay relevant, if you want your business to serve the constituencies that it is serving, you had better make these changes. We look at all of the ecosystem around this work that we're doing as co-opetition, not competition. The mission of this company is to make the boardrooms of America better reflect America, period.
So Baldwin and seized the moment and turned it into a movement called Take Your Seat. When you and your company are ready to act, Take Your Seat is here to assist you in activating, accelerating, and elevating Black leadership into the boardroom. We're democratizing the entire life cycle of board service by providing an entry ramp for aspiring candidates and board placement for board-ready candidates and veteran board directors. Early on, we all spoke of the pipeline problem and the lack of Black professionals in our networks. Shining a spotlight on Black candidates who've been hidden in plain sight is step 1. Take Your Seat is open source, and we share our directory of Black candidates pro bono with companies, executive search firms, and board leaders seeking to bring Black leaders into the boardroom. Our events focused on topics from board inclusivity to board readiness are geared towards building collaborative experiences among the candidates and board members to deepen relationships at the speed of trust. We also believe transparency is critical to bringing the nominations process out from behind closed doors. Companies can post current board searches in our community to further demystify the board seat selection process. And in this decentralized market space, we've chosen not to create, rather to curate and join forces with companies like the National Association of Corporate Directors, the UNC School of Law Director Diversity Initiative, Barry Lawson Williams, the author of the Black Corporate Directors Time Capsule Project, Beverage and Diamond Law, himforher.org, and many others. Moving forward, Take Your Seat is addressing board health and the pain points that occur when diversity is outside one's comfort zone. We expect that boards, which are notoriously homogeneous, members of the club may resist board diversity at first. So we are focused on redefining board culture, which is critical to our mission of creating systemic change. In order to thrive as a board in the future, board leaders want to know how to attract, welcome, and benefit from the expertise of diverse directors. Take Your Seat is developing resources to foster equity and inclusivity at the table. We're focused on providing the leadership, experience, e-learning, and risk assessment tools necessary for board leaders to successfully traverse the landscape of diversity. Take Your Seat is building the first of its kind professional networking community. It recognized the business and moral imperatives of board diversity. And then we went one step further, and we recognized a third imperative, the leadership imperative. Assisting boards in institutionalizing equity into their board structure through board governance language, policies, and practices is necessary for the boards of the future to succeed. We recognize that in order for boards to achieve long-term sustainability for diversity, equity, and inclusion, it will be necessary to have the support structures in place. So what can you do to move your board forward in your organization towards diversity? Join Take Your Seat. As a company or an existing board leader, give or add a seat. Make room for diverse candidates. Post your open board seats in our community and include Black candidates in your nomination slate. Second, join Take Your Seat as a candidate and encourage your friends and colleagues to do the same. Explore and educate yourself about the opportunity of board service. Well, finally, as a company, you can encourage up-and-coming Black executives to enroll in our candidates network. Take Your Seat provides access to professional development opportunities, as well as resources and networking to propel their careers forward. And everyone, amplify the mission of board diversity success. Many voices make a movement. And now, John Replogle, former CEO of Burt's Bees, will tell you why, as a board member, he's excited about Take Your Seat.
Thank you, Jerusha, and let me begin with gratitude for everyone for joining us today. Thank you for being with us, and a special thanks to Ben Anderson of B-Lab and Greg Renfrew of Beauty Counter. You both have done so much to use business as a force for good. It's been truly extraordinary, and I salute you and thank you for your support of Take Your Seat. So David Baldwin told a wonderful story about why take your seat and why now. For me, similarly, I was struck by the same chord, the power of social injustice this past summer, the horrific pictures of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, and just how deeply this was set. And I marched with my kids. I went out and lent my voice and felt like I was trying to make a difference. And yet I knew as a white man that in business, my greatest power, my greatest source of power was through business. And I've long been a believer in using business as a force for good. So my partners and I at When Better Ventures put our heads together and said, what can we do? How can we make a difference? What are we going to do to drive social justice and make systemic change? And we realized that if you want to change business, you have to start at the top. And that's why we started Take Your Seat with David. And when we met Jerusha, that's when the magic truly happened. And we're so incredibly fortunate to be in this place and space, and we've got momentum, and it's growing. And so we ask, why now? Well, I think Jerusha said it the very best. She said, now is the time to turn this moment into a movement. And I think the awareness and the openness of receptivity to diversity and inclusivity across America's boards has never been greater. This is the time for us to seize the moment to make true systemic change. And at Take Your Seat, we have a clear mission and we have a unique model. As Jerusha referenced, we are collaborative, we're open source. We're trying to remove the barriers and build relationships with a much broader network of talent. For too long, companies have hid behind the idea that there isn't a deep and rich pool of talent. That's just malarkey, frankly. There's such a wonderful pool of Black talent ready to serve. And what we're trying to do is foster that connectivity and open it up. So we're working actively in an open source environment, working with search firms that are on the call today. Egon Zehnder has been a great partner, Korn Ferry. We really want to make this a democratic process and use our common strength to bring the pace of diversity that much greater. And we're grateful for all the other companies and organizations Jerusha mentioned, folks that have coached and mentored us, who have lent their thoughts and ideas, like Him for Her and the diversity movement and National Association of Corporate Directors. We're all swimming in the same direction. And we do truly believe that if we go together, we will go further. And we all hold the same common belief and know that diverse boards outperform boards that lack diversity. So now is the time. We should seize this moment together. We are a member-driven organization at the end of the day. We're here for the executives that are seeking to serve. We want to make them successful, not only in their search, but in their performance as they contribute to boards. That's at the heart of what we do. And we pledge to that end to keep our membership free of charge. Yes, that's right, free until July 1st. So if you're thinking of joining us, now is a great time. Membership is free, and we continue to add services, and we really would love to build our community. So thank you for joining us. Please do join on that end. And finally, to that end, my partners and I at One Better Ventures pledged the first $250,000 in funding to get Take Your Seat off the ground. But we're also seeking corporate partners. And we're grateful to Beauty Counter and B-Lab and PNC and Mints and others who've joined us. And so if you're part of a corporation and you're thinking, how can you support Take Your Seat? Now is a great time to join us as a founding partner. We invite you to join the others in supporting our mission. So let me close where I started, with gratitude and with optimism. Together, we'll seize this moment to make real systemic change of our generation. Let's make it a reality. We want to go far, so let's go together. Back to you, Jerusha.
Thank you, John. I'm grateful to have your friendship and your good counsel, and you as a part of Take Your Seat, the wind beneath our wings. So thank you so much. And now I'd like to introduce another incredible partner of Take Your Seat, Mr. Ben Anderson, CEO of B Lab, USA, Canada. B Lab certifies B Corps companies, which number 3,500 in over 70 countries around the world. And they're the leaders in economic systems change. B Lab, we are so thrilled to have you as one of our first partners. We understand that our mission is fueling your anti-racism efforts, and I appreciate your being here today, Ben.
Hi, Jerusha. Honored to be here with you and everybody on the call.
Fantastic. Well, first I wanted to ask you, you have several B Corps leading this charge: Beauty Counter, Murphy's Naturals, Vital Plan, Seventh Generation. What do you think has started this movement so strongly in the B Corps nation?
Yeah, as I look across our community, they're often known individually, the companies, for their verified high impact on social and environmental dimensions and holistic performance. So they're often leaders in their field, but what we find is that if we move together on something, that we can move powerfully and we can move further. And so we've done something like that globally on climate, with companies committing to over 1,000 of our companies committing to net zero by 2030. And as we've looked at our plans for the next 5 years, we've just inked a strategy around scaling transformational business practices that address kind of systemic problems. And so we are focused on stakeholder governance, climate justice, and racial equity. And so with B Corps coming out and coming together around this, they'll see that their peers are doing this, and typically as a community, others will begin to follow. And I think you've already seen that happen already.
We have, and it's been so encouraging and powerful to have the B Corps as part of Take Your Seat. We see them as a welcome place for Black directors as the movement progresses and as leaders in this movement. So I want to thank you so much for being here today and for joining us, and definitely for fanning the flames and the B Corp community.
Yeah, we're honored to be here, and we want to put our resources behind this. And we also know that we're committed to racial equity, but we're not leaders in this. And so we're seeking to be ladders and follow behind others who will guide us. And we're trying to bring our resources, our community, our people to this work.
Fantastic. Well, we certainly have, what do we want to call it? A coalition of partners to help us do this. So thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
And next, I want you to meet the most incredible woman, one of the most incredible leaders in the B Corp community, Greg Renfrew, founder and CEO of Beauty Counter. And my sister, I just want to apologize for referring to you earlier as a co-founder. You are truly a founder of the movement in the industry. It's just been amazing. You're one of my personal role models when it comes to business success. And I am so thrilled to have you here. You know, Greg was recognized by Fast Company as one of the most creative people on the planet. And I just think they got that right. Okay, they really got that.
Ask my husband, he'd probably say no way, but thank you.
So Greg, please tell us today why you felt it was so important for Beauty Counter to become a founding partner of Take Your Seat.
Well, thank you so much, Jerusha. And I think that, for me, it is always about when you see an issue in the world, if you see you need to be part of the solution. And I think for Beauty Counter, that's how we've led from day one in our respective area. And as a company that's focused on getting safer products into the hands of everyone, we really needed to take a look at what everyone meant and where Black women and men, reflected in all the decision-making around our company. And we just really wanted to be part of meaningful change. And we believe the work that you're doing, you're providing incredible resources. You're joining people that need leadership on their boards and people who want to be part of that solution. And I think that that connection is incredibly strong. It's incredibly important. And like everyone else that you've spoken to on the call today, I think it is really about using business as a force for good. I would say we use commerce as an engine for change, and we have an opportunity as leaders to take action. And it is a choice that you as a business leader can make today. And we think this is a really important choice to not only create a better business, but just to do the right thing in the world. So I'm really excited and honored to be a part of it. And I have so much respect for the work that you all are doing.
Thank you so much, Greg. It's just been a joy to have you here this afternoon. And congratulations, you have an incredible, diverse board. And I think it's just amazing what you've accomplished in your world. And I see you as providing a path for other B Corps to follow. So thank you so much for joining us today.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's a huge compliment.
And now I'm going to welcome back Mr. John Replogle, my co-founder and partner here at Take Your Seat. And we will take questions from our audience today.